Ahmad Rashad back at the Delta Center where the Jazz lead the Bulls by 4. Now the big story here in the first half has been the condition of Scottie Pippen's back. He has really been hurting. But during the halftime, the massage therapist gave him ice, massage. His back was having spasms. She got the spasms to stop, and Scottie Pippen is back out here on the floor. Whether or not he'll be able to play and play effectively, we'll find out. He is starting the second half. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thanks, Ahmad. Well, they thought that Scottie Pippen was going to be out of the game, so Jerry Sloan told his guys they were going to focus a lot more attention on Michael Jordan. All of that, of course, could change now. Very unhappy with the way they defended the screens. He wants them to get over the screens instead of running through them. Happy with everything offensively. Bob?
All right, Jim, and here we go. Utah in possession as we start the third quarter. Malone right to work. Hornacek on Pippen. It's Kukoc. The three spins out. Hornacek with rebound position. Utah in front by 6. Stockton pounding the dribble into the floor. Now into the lane he goes. Outside to Russell. Head fake. Now Stockton. Air ball grabbed by Keith. Blocked back in his face by Pippen, and a 24-second violation as they never hit the rim.
Now remember, when Adam Keefe was in the game as a starter, Utah got off to a very slow first quarter start because they were playing 4-on-5. So if that starts to occur, Jerry Sloan might have to go to his bench. Adam Keefe has got to be an offensive rebounder. He's got to be aggressive.
4 of the first 5 games were very close and very exciting. But through the first half, this is actually the best played game, the best pace and rhythm of any of the games of the series. Longley out to Scottie with 5 seconds to shoot. It'll be Kukoc. He has 12.
Now Scottie's back out on the floor, but he's still moving very gingerly.
Malone inside and a whistle before the shot and a Chicago foul.
Now you watch Scottie Pippen and let's take a look at how he's running. You see, he's laboring to get up and down the court. That back is still bothering him. Let's see how he goes.
The foul was Longley's third. Stockton stumbles. And on the steal, Chicago recovers the ball and asks for timeout. Coach, is that the time you want to use one? It does preserve the possession, but you use up a timeout.
Well, Phil has the option here to take a 20 if he wants it, so it looks like he wants to save his 20, use the timeout now. Harper with a great hustle play. You're going to see him roll over and get the timeout before Utah can force the jump ball.
So we'll step aside with 10:03 to play in the third.
Miller Genuine Draft presents even more basketball.
Well, the last 2 MVPs have been Michael Jordan and Karl Malone, so you see them working their magic. Michael feels the pressure, reverses for the lob. The fading jump shot, been terrific. And Karl Malone with the great hands in the second shot, then the deep post position on Rodman in the layup. And he too with the fading jump shot. So both of these guys have been terrific for their individual teams today. It's been the best played game offensively we've had in the series.
And in recognition of this look inside the game, Miller Brewing Company will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. Chicago ball down by 4. Pippen's jumper over Hornacek. Won't go. Malone waits for the traffic to clear, then hands to Stockton. Malone against Longley. And a foul, and if it's Longley, it's his 4th.
He's just not quick enough, Isaiah, to get up and body him, because when he makes the first quick step, Luke can't slide over and get in front of him. He sticks his knee out. Now, this is twice in this quarter. Malone has gotten a layup the first possession, and now he's gotten 2 fouls. He bodies up against him, he sticks the left knee out, and Malone goes right to the basket to get the contact.
Longley's got to be a little smarter down there. He's giving Malone no resistance, Doug. I'm watching him as he's moving around. He's not even trying to guard him. Just poor defense by Longley. And great offense by Malone.
He sits, Rodman enters. Russell for 3. Malone in between 2 red shirts, pulls it down, and now he and Rodman all tangled up. And it's Malone's turn to laugh and taunt a bit.
It's a great hustle play by Karl Malone. You're going to see him. He just wants the basketball. 2 Chicago Bulls, and he reaches in there with those powerful arms and just rips it away. The foul on Dennis Rodman.
His second. Hornacek into the lane, knocked away from him, but another Chicago foul. It's the Bulls' 4th foul, barely more than 3 minutes into the period. Utah doesn't have one yet. Michael hit with his second. This summer, NBC gives you double Frasier's every week. Tuesday at its regular time and a Sunday episode too. Must-see comedy with Frasier Tuesday and Sunday all summer on NBC.
See, it's so important for Karl Malone to attack the defense, Isaiah, so even though he doesn't shoot free throws, he gets them in foul trouble. Now 4 team fouls. So from here on in, the next foul that the Bulls commit, Utah will shoot free throws. That could be very vital for them scoring here in this 3rd period.
Doug, I love the way Karl Malone is playing right now. I mean, he's doing everything for the Utah Jazz.
Jordan pulls up and connects. 25 for MJ.
See, Jerry Sloan is very upset. Adam Keefe did not show out on that screen. Michael came off there, not with the idea of passing. He knew his team needed 2 points.
Malone from 20. Keefe got a hand on it and then pokes it away from Jordan and out of bounds. Pippen is on the floor, but not with his usual ball handling responsibilities. This is Scotty out high, immediately returns it to Harper. A little jump hook is good.
Just the presence of Pippen on the floor, you've got to be able to honor him, and he's a great post feeder.
Chicago back to within 2. Malone from Hornacek. Rodman managed to wrest it away from him, then Harper takes it. Malone argues that he was fouled. It's Kukoc dealing it out to Rodman. Harper trying to tie the game, but hold on, says Danny Crawford. Foul on Stockton is second.
Now Malone got great post position here. He's got to finish this play. He leaves it short on the rim, and then the second effort, he thought he got fouled on the wrist there, and he did get fouled, so he should be upset on that play.
Adam Keefe out, Chris Morris in for Utah. Here's Jordan. Off the back iron, Rodman trying to keep it alive. A tremendous hustling attempt, but Utah gets the ball.
Now you're saying, why Chris Morris? Because he's a better offensive player, and he can play against a Tony Kukoc. You say, why not Antoine Carr? I think Jerry Sloan knows he's only got so much gas in his tank, and he'd like to have it for the 4th quarter.
Malone had it go through his hands, and Rodman takes it.
I don't know, Doug. If I'm Jerry Sloan, I put Antoine Carr in the game. I don't mess around. I don't mess around with Chris Morris.
Kukoc can't tie it. Malone clears it. Stockton into the lane, tried the up and under on Harper, but it wouldn't go. And Chicago gets it back. That rhythm and flow, which we saw almost throughout the first half, pretty much has disappeared here in a choppy third quarter.
Bob, I just saw eye contact. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Scottie normally brings the ball up. He said, Michael, you come get it. Michael does not want to bring the ball up the floor. He has to use too much energy that way.
Is Pippen anything more than a decoy now on offense for Chicago?
He's the initiator of the offense. That's all he can do is be a post feeder and be a presence out there just so that they have to honor him.
4 seconds to shoot. Jordan missed it just before the shot clock sounds. Rodman battling like crazy, but can't quite hold on to it. Hornacek, he and Malone, Rodman and Malone, and Rodman just trips Malone up. They got to call a flagrant here. They've got to call a flagrant. It's the third on Rodman. He and Karl Malone, regrettably, are scheduled to wrestle in one of those bogus events next month. Why Malone wants to lower himself to that is anyone's guess. And Rodman apparently wants to start the wrestling now.
I tell you what, I love what I'm seeing, the battle between these two guys. They're fighting, giving it everything they got. Both of them are trying to push and shove and gain position. Karl Malone gives him a little knock. But at the end of the play, what I like the most is Malone and Rodman both gave each other a pat on the butt and said, hey, that's the way we play. That's the way we like to play.
Was a flagrant called for there? What do you think?
I don't think that's a flagrant foul. The officials looked at the play and they knew both of them were bumping and shoving. I think that's just good, hard-nosed basketball.
We'll be back.
Well, the series was way too pretty here in the first half. Now they're getting down to the basketball we've seen. Rodman and Malone go down. That's one. Here they go, two. Finally, the third time the foul is called. And I think it was a good no call that it wasn't a flagrant because I think both guys were wrestling. And now watch Michael Jordan give Brian Russell a shot, and then Russell gives Michael a little pushback. So all of a sudden, temper's starting to flare here, little Bob, as we get down to the Game 6 here in the fourth quarter.
Rodman very ineffective thus far. Just lost the best out of 3 falls to Malone. And after I watched the whole replay, I'd agree with you guys that a flagrant wasn't called for because Malone had thrown that elbow up around the chin just before Rodman tripped him at the end of the whole wrestling sequence. So probably best just to call the foul on Rodman and leave it at that.
And Bob, that's Dennis Rodman's way of trying to get in Karl Malone's head. However, Karl Malone is smart enough as a basketball player that he's not going to let that throw him out of his rhythm. We saw where Dennis Rodman would get Alonzo Mourning out of his rhythm or some of the other guys. Malone understands Dennis Rodman, and he's not going to let that stuff bother him.
Malone has 23. And can't add to it. Kukoc takes it down. Chicago trails by 3 as we move inside 6 minutes to play in the third. Here's Pippen. The bad back makes Hornacek's assignment on him a whole lot easier. Left alone, he doesn't take the 3. Michael, fade away.
See, if I'm Hornacek, I make Pippen make one of those shots. He's really rushing out to close out on him. He's got to show me he can shoot that ball before I'm too concerned with him. I got to be more worried about Michael Jordan.
Jordan has 27 to Malone's 23. Here's Malone again. He was fouled. The basket would have counted, but it wouldn't stay down. It's on Pippen his first.
Now you watch Michael Jordan on the repost, takes a quick bounce, the reverse spin, fakes Russell out and shoots a nice fadeaway tape. But I agree with you, Doug. I would make Scottie Pippen make one of those three-point shots before I leave Michael Jordan alone in the low post.
Malone is averaging 23.8 for the series coming into this game. That's exactly what he averaged in the 6-game loss last year to Chicago. But that average will go up a bit after today. Makes them both. Michael's pass to Scotty. And finally the tip drops. Rodman gets credit for the basket, but it looked like Pippen was not able to show us the usual body control that he'd normally have to finish off that play.
Usually he would dunk that ball.
Harper on the foul this time.
See, Isaiah, normally Scotty catches this ball in the back door and jumps up and power dunks this. You can see he could barely get off the floor, but Rodman with a great tip.
And when you have a back injury, Doug, it's hard for you to squat and use your legs to get the lift. So therefore, you're jumping from a standstill and straight up position.
Tonight on Dateline Sunday, a tornado rips through the Midwest. And the program also has survivor stories from Mount Rainier. That's Dateline tonight after the game. It's at 10 o'clock for those of you on the West Coast. Harper grabs the rebound as Stockton makes one of two. Utah by 2. Jordan, off target, rebound Malone. Hornacek driving on Jordan, knocked away from him, still Utah ball. 4 on the shot clock. When Malone grabbed that last rebound, it was noticeable that Rodman backed away. He's already got 3 fouls, speaking of Dennis, and with Longley on the bench with 4 fouls and pretty much ineffective throughout the series when he has been in there, Rodman's got to be very careful. Knocked out, 3 on the shot clock. Howard Isley back on the floor now. Stockton getting a breather with 4:15 to play in the third. Pippen got a hand on it. They've got to shoot it in a hurry, and they can't get it off in time. 24-second violation against the Jazz. Is it time, as we get a quick look at Jerry Sloan and the laboring Scottie Pippen, is it about car time again?
Well, I think what Jerry's trying to do is buy as many minutes as possible. He's still got a 2-point lead. And Antoine Carr is a guy that maybe gives him 24, 25 points, and here he comes, or 25 minutes. Here he comes right back into the game. So Jerry realized that he needs somebody out there that can shoot the basketball.
Pippen giving it his best, and that time it was good enough.
As we said, with that back injury, that little jump hook in the middle is an easier shot for Pippen to shoot because he can extend with his long reach and his arm length.
Tied at 57. Hornacek had a good first half and hits this one.
They're really making Michael work on a lot of splits. Hornacek is being very active. They know that Michael is the majority of the offense today, so they've got to keep him in motion.
15 for Hornacek. Now trying to guard Pippen. Scotty splits the defense, can't hit the bank, but Rodman with a second tip.
That's the energy we talked about that the Bulls needed from Dennis Rodman. He gave them nothing in the first half. That's 2 tip-ins for 4 points here in this third period.
A whistle from Danny Crawford, a Chicago foul. It's on Pippen, and it's his second.
You watch Pippen in the low post. They come to double team with Russell, and as he goes up for the shot, that leaves Rodman's clear for a clear tap in on the offensive glass. Now you watch Pippen trying to get up and down the court. He's really laboring and really working hard.
Scotty has come out. Kukoc, Burrell, and Kerr all in. There's Pippen heading back to the locker room again to try to stretch out that ailing back. Russell missed the first, but connects on the second. Utah by 1.
Well, the only thing that's saving Utah in this quarter to keep them in the lead is the free throw line. Those early fouls have hurt Chicago, and Utah's taking advantage of it.
Kukoc knocked away, and there's a Utah foul. It's just their second of the period.
Doug, I've watched Jordan the last 4 plays, and he's picking his spots to get some rest out on the court. He's not playing Hornacek as tough because I think he knows that at the end of the game, he's going to have a lot of energy.
Rodman out to Michael. Now screening for him. Morris fights through the screen. Michael takes him baseline. Draws the contact and the foul. Michael's going to go to the line. Chicago, which generally has had many more free throws throughout the series than Utah, has hit 4 of 5 free throws in this game. Utah 15 of 21. As you said earlier, Doug, a huge difference.
Well, Chicago's done a good job now in this quarter of disrupting Utah's offense. It's not flowing as easily as it was. They took the fouls. They've got him on the free throw line, but you're not seeing the same open looks. I think with Rodman being out there, he really helped disrupt Malone's timing. Now Longley's back in the game, so we'll see if they're able to attack him either with Carr or Karl Malone.
Kukoc goes out as Longley checks back in. Tied again at 60. Malone left block where he likes it best against Rodman. When the double comes, he dishes it out to Carr. Now it's Hornacek. 3 seconds to shoot. Now they're going to have to force it. Hornacek off the back rim. Carr on the board. But there's a loose ball foul on Antoine Carr. It's his second.
You see how the Utah is using so much of the shot clock now? That's not what they did in the first half, Bob. They got their shots up earlier in the clock. Now the Bulls have them working against that shot clock. They're not getting good looks. And they're going to have to speed up the tempo of their offense now.
Jordan on the move against Morris. Double pumps. Misses the scoop. Malone will clear it. Inside 2 minutes to play in the period. Antoine Carr missed it.
I think the one guy that needs to get involved for Chicago right now is Luke Longley. He hasn't taken a shot the whole game. He's got to put some pressure on Malone in that low post.
Here's Burrell. He's off target. Back comes Utah looking for the lead. It's Chris Morris. Hornacek in the right place at the right time.
You see, early offense, they got the shot up, and they didn't let Chicago get back and get set up. And so even though they missed it, they got a chance for a second shot opportunity.
17 for Hornacek. Easily his best game since game 2. Michael confronted by Carr after he blew by Morris. And Jordan will come to the line.
The fast break here by Chris Morris. He doesn't get the shot to go, but you see Chicago now not guarding a man really, but an area. And there's Hornacek with the offensive rebound, Isaiah. They got to pick up the tempo a little bit. Right now, it's become too half court, and Chicago's got him in a situation using too much clock.
Michael misses the first as we check in with Jim Gray.
All right, John Stockton is now back on the bench. He was in the locker room for about the past 7 minutes. He was getting a chiropractic adjustment several places. He felt a little twinge, went back there, saw the chiropractor. They've worked it all out, and he will return to the game. Bob?
He's been struggling with something of a sore back throughout this series. 1 of 2. Utah by 1 and with the ball. Isley hands it to Carr. Isley much more effective here on his home floor than he was in Chicago. Gets the assist there. Longley's shot. Isley the rebound.
Last shot of the quarter here. Be big for Utah if they get a score. It would push it to 5 or 6.
They're on their feet at the Delta Center. Heron Isley around Keith's screen. Now he gets it back and hits just before the buzzer. Minutes from pushing this to a Game 7. Utah leads by 5. Getting a rare contribution, at least in this series, from Adam Keith. We're back after these words from your local station. You're watching the NBA on NBC.